continue. Black wagon. You approach Pamitha, who has kept to herself since she joined your small band. Outcast of the winged high-wing remnants, the Commonwealth's hated enemies. You sense she is unaware of you as she preens her flight feathers, but then she speaks up before you can do the same. Come to check up on me, reader darling? In those first moments when we met, the lack of confidence which you related to that nice headwind boy. It's understandable you'd not see past these wings. One of your kind's ancient enemies just happens to insert itself into your group, and you just go with it? However, I assure you that my motives here are plain. You'll see. I've business with my blood sister Tamitha and nothing more. You briefly met, I think. She's quite a catch. As to the little quibble between us, well, it's a long story all in all. One that's frankly no one's business but hers and mine. Surely we'll run into her again, maybe not soon, but in time. And we have the rest of our long lives to wait. Anyway, happy to aid you in your quest, until such time, especially to the extent that it aids me in mine. A simple exchange. Until then, stay vigilant, darling. You needn't concern yourself with making small talk with someone like me, and besides, we harps have a saying, liars abound. She swoops away before you can respond. Outcast of the high-wing remnants, the Commonwealth's hated enemies. If the Commonwealth fears anything at all, it is the harps of the high-wing remnants. She's clearly one of them, many of whom have been exiled as prisoners of war. She seems to have an unusually easygoing attitude over things, though you sense she's in pain or in a state of turmoil over something. The path to freedom beckons you to press on. Sulphur Main, a precarious path leading towards the woods. The lone minstrel cautions that the one path down the cliffs is rather treacherous. The wagon has hit a snag, descending the black crags. Its wheel is stuck. Jadariel's not pleased. First that blasted little bird, now this. Though you lack Jadariel's raw strength, you join in as she attempts to dislodge the wagon. At last, with a roar and a heave, she forces the wagon back into solid ground. May this sandalwood be worth all of the hassle. Thank you, Jody. I'm guessing sandalwood doesn't like to be kept waiting. He is very patient, on the contrary. Not I. Let us move on. Soon the wagon is prepared to press onward down the jagged slopes towards Wakingwood. Your companions who explored ahead advise on which of the forked paths is best. So we've got Flamberg and Glass Peak. Flamberg lands on a northern plateau over Wakingwood pocked with seething fissures. Sir Gilman claims he can dig up something valuable here. Lands to the east of Wakingwood riddled with black crags. Pamitha says she can procure a talisman here. Let's get that talisman. That sounds nifty. Having gone the route Pamitha recommended, she directs you towards a particular crag, no more conspicuous than any other. They clip our wings before they cast us down, you know. But just the same, we learn to flit around a bit, just watch. Pamitha swoops up to a nearby peak and disappears behind it. She does not keep you waiting long and returns bearing an item of some sort. For you, reader darling. We hiring remnants stash away such things for such occasions. Pamitha found a star splinter. Rank 10 talisman. When preparing to fling the orb, the bearer's charge of speed increases plus 40%. A fleck of shaped rock fallen from the heavens. Its very shape tempts you to give it a good toss. It's pretty lame. Having passed beyond the black crags, your wagon arrives at the edge of Waking Wood. It is here that Sandalwood is to be expecting you. However, most puzzling, he ought to have met us here. He said he would find us himself. Aye. He was to find us at the edge of these woods. We supposed to keep waiting for him? He would desire for the stars to be your guide as always. The rights beckon and the rights take precedence above all else. Surely he shall find us yet. Then let's keep moving. How do we get through these woods? The Lone Minstrel notes 2 possible paths forward from this point, though cautions that the woods are difficult to navigate, and Sandalwood would have known the most expedient path. So we can go Needlefield or Greymoor. Contains the grandest trees in all of the Waking Wood. The Lone Minstrel says his client Sandalwood once resided here. Needlefield. Small clearing east of the Glade of Lugh. The Lone Minstrel says his client Sandalwood studied the rites here. I'm more interested by the rites. Sandalwood is a master in the rites, or used to be at least. Then, well, it is not my place to say. Doubtless he shall tell you in due time. Now, if only we could find him. He used to mentor his own companions in the rites not far from here. However, you find no trace of the informant anywhere nearby, and without his guidance you remain quite lost in the woods. The woods seem to have encroached. There's no path forward, while neither of the paths leading backward appear to match the route you took to this point. Okay, so Burnt Grove or Under Thicket. Ashen Grounds amid Waking Wood. Faye seems drawn to this location for some reason. Under Thicket. Tizo seems to wish to go towards this location. Well, I like Faye's, I trust her instincts. The woods are so disorienting at this point that you decide to break for camp and survey the surroundings for any clues. Perhaps later there shall be time to pursue your vocations. The Beyonder Crystal seeks Jadariel? Oh, cool. I sense my lovely reader has returned. Then how may I assist you? You've invoked Sandra from the Beyonder Crystal. What do you wish to do? Scribe trial. Oh, good. Just as I was beginning to feel more bored even than usual. You asked Sandra to administer one of her special trials for Jadariel. That surly demon, is it? She could stand to lighten up, though I fear that is not a secret I can teach. But let us bring her forth regardless. Soon Jadariel appears in heat of the summons. What's the meaning of this, reader? What's the meaning of this, reader? Where are the others? Sandra appears and loosens her mask. Welcome to my humble home, demon. You're good at taking orders, no? State your purpose quickly, Wraith. My purpose is to put you to the test. You may be fearsome to behold, but you are old and slow. Your weakness perhaps outweigh your strengths. Though I sorely wish to see you and your lovely reader prove me wrong. Old, she says. Very well then, reader. Let us show her whether she is right. Seems like it'll be tough. Oh, come on. Oh, I was right there. Great. Ah. Dang it. Forgot I could jump to interrupt that. Are you satisfied now, Wraith? I am never satisfied, Demon. However, your performance was sufficient and you passed my test. Thus, congratulations are in order. To you and your lovely reader. Now farewell. That was a strange experience. What do you have there, reader? Solium's Horn. Legendary talisman. Jadriel casts her aura farther and faster than usual. Okay, we'll give her that. He was here, he was here. You mean sandalwood. If I may ask, how can you be so certain? I think from this? It says something. I don't know what it says, but I feel like it has to mean something. Faye produces a small strip of bark she found in the ashes. At first it seems like nothing of interest until you see a message carved into the side. Bark strip. Trade item. So it's some kind of message from the sandalwood guy? Seems that way. Which way to Cinderroot? A hushed clearing south of the Glade of Blue. Grounds well traveled by saps knowledgeable in the rites. It's due west. Perhaps we can set forth early tomorrow when the woods are still. Sounds good. Everyone rest up. Big day coming up. We'll raise an individual. I wonder why he gains the biggest bonus. Oh, because he's inspired? Exiles who do not conduct the rites gain inspiration rather than enlightenment. Oh, so I can go level him up later when I haven't put him through rites. I don't even know if this is worth it then. I don't think I can leave. Alright, we'll just do Tizo. Tizo would be pleased to go over the finer points of the rites with you. You sit down with Tizo to go over some of the subtler aspects of the rite, such as the state of banishment and how to return from it. You sense he's beginning to understand. Tizo's letting what you said of banishment sink in. Hush clearing south of the Glade of Rue, you have reason to suspect the informant Sandalwood may have come through here. You arrive on the outskirts of Cinderroot, but once again the informant Sandalwood is nowhere to be found. You sense the hopes of your companions waning as your search through the area yields nothing. Then, something startles little Tizo. Tizo seems to be crying out in surprise. He spotted something or someone. Sandalwood is a tree. A tall figure strides forward from the trees, making a sound like laughter. The imp charges towards him and leaps right into the figure's arms. They embrace. Hail, Tizo, but you look famished. Here. The tall sap produces something that the imp swallows immediately with great pleasure. Tree-like creatures known for their ingenuity, cleverness, and ambition. Having allied with them, the Commonwealth achieved in decades what it could not achieve in centuries. The lone minstrel nods his head in affirmation. Everyone, I wish to introduce you to my client, Volfred Sandalwood. The lone minstrel's client, Hedwyn's informant, and leader of the Nightwings. It has been too long, Volfred, sir. Too long indeed, Tarek. I trust your new companions bring some color to your days. They do, sir. I think that you shall find them worthy of the Nightwings. The sap looks upon the lot of you. You cannot sense his thoughts. We shall see. Then he turns to you. You must be the reader. I'm certain that we all appreciate your efforts here, my boy, though we shall manage on our own from here on out. You're welcome to continue on with us, of course, though you're free to go. I trust you have been adequately compensated for your time. Thanks as well for looking after all my books. You consider what to say of all this. To all this. Volfred intends to relieve you of your duties to the group. You've been assured your freedom. You categorically refuse to be cast aside so easily. I want to stay. You stand your ground, meeting Volfred's steady gaze, and assert to him that you do not feel your commitments to and from this group have yet been satisfied. Hold on. Volfred, sir, I'm Hedwyn. My companions and I are the ones who answered your call. We followed the signs you left for us. Now we're here, thanks to you and also to this reader. Not just a reader, he's our friend. My friend. He's not disposable. We made him a promise and our freedoms are now intertwined. Volfred smirks at this. Freedom's not something to be traded or exchanged, my boy. I'd hoped that you'd have come to grasp as much by now. He breathes a sigh. It seems we've started off on the wrong foot. It's not my wish to sour the occasion, for there's much to do. You have a right you need to get to, do you not? I'll come along, though shall not interfere, for it seems you have a kinship with this reader of yours. Now then, Tarek? Aye, Volfred, sir. Come, let's have a chat. Of course, sir. Volfred strides towards the black wagon, which must have belonged to him. You sense many conflicting emotions among your companions. Welcome him aboard. Your wagon cuts through a clearing to arrive at the Glade of Lu, where the stars directed you. Volfred nods his approval but leaves everyone to their devices. Page revealed the demon. Got the slug market. Oh hey you guys, you know, I guess I didn't get the word out about this new franchise which we opened here just now, so give you a great deal. Just tell your friends, okay? Oh, and hey there, Mr. Sandalwood. Good day to you as well, Ron. This seems pretty bad. Whatever, we'll hang on to that. Right light. Once per right, if the bearer's pyre is extinguished, it is instead restored by 5. Oh, that's kind of nice. That heals your own pyre. Max range. Get this. Emperor Myrrh. Scarcely could I recognize him when at last I found him. A half-starved animal, horns sprouted from his head. A bestial mirror of this blackened reputation, his. And I, a man who conquered countries, feared my emperor then in such a way as I had never known. My charge had been to slay this man, but when I discovered him, he was already fighting for his life. The little Ampaub proved of little help against the Sisters of the Ark, whose entire lives were culminating in this instant. I was unable to watch. My heart ached with such pity for the man, and for the love I felt for him when I had served him, that I sprang to his defense. Volfred. As you approach Volfred Sandalwood, you feel very much aware that you reside within his black wagon rather than he in yours. He studies you in silence for a time. Then, Tarek, if you have a moment. Hi, Volfred, sir. What is it? This reader. You deem him worthy by your estimation? The lone minstrel tilts his hat in your direction. If you wish my own estimation, Volfred, sir, then I do. Of course, it's not entirely for me to say, but I've seen this reader integrating with others well. I believe that his achievements are self-evident in having reached Black Basin. Your instructions were deliberately difficult to follow, yet he and the others followed them. Indeed. Your words make sense as ever, Tarek. And what does little Tizo think of him, I wonder? Tizo indicates that, as a matter of fact, he's happy to have you around. There you have it, sir. I see. He continues to examine you. High praise isn't oft-spoken by those two, my boy. Nonetheless, I shall be watching you. Now pardon us. Tarek and I have matters to discuss. They leave without another word, although you think you notice the lone minstrel look your way over his shoulder. Alright, let's do the right. You and your fellow exiles arrived at the sacred site called Glade of Blue, and now look at the stars in the sky to signal the beginning of the next rite. The woods about you bring a sense of tranquility you have not felt in some time. But then you notice one of the trees move. It shuffles towards you and regards you with an exaggerated bow. Well, goodness, by the roots of Luscalorian, third of the 8 scribes of the Book of Rites, known as the Wise or the Philosopher. He is said to have fathomed every thought, and his wisdom flows through the river of his name. It would appear the rumors are correct. The Nightwings have returned. I like the song. Oh, but where are my manners? One moment. The sap claws at his mask with his wispy fingers. Much better. H. Manly Tinderstauf at your service. Perhaps you've heard of me? He's a sycophant who seems certain he will land a position of high standing once he's free. Or sycophant. I don't know how you say that. My fellows and myself, you perhaps know us as the Chastity. We soon shall stand against you in the rights. For now, I'm just whiling away the time, making small talk. A triumvirate bent on exploiting the rights to gain status in the Commonwealth. Now then, as I've introduced myself, your turns. To whom am I speaking? And then in your mind's eye you see Volfred and hear his voice. Manly Tinderstauf is not to be trusted. Reveal neither yourselves to him nor me. Well? Beneath her master, Dariel stares back at him in silence. You suspect Volfred's message may have reached every member of the group. Why now? How very rude indeed. Well, fine. Ignore me, but you do so at your peril. Anyhow, once this evening's rites commence, any moment now, that I'm afraid ignoring me won't be an option any longer. Oh, and now I do believe the sky is beginning to show. We'll have to chat again some other time. Now come along, come along. Manly bows again and wanders off into a clearing as the stars begin to burn.
Once again, the stars align themselves before you, reader. And here now, at the Glade of Liu, I have to say, you've come so very far. But there are those, such as your adversaries called the Chastity, who have toiled for this too. They know that with their freedom comes great opportunity. It could be yours instead. Please show the Chastity that the Nightwings are superior.
I wonder, O honored Nightwings, how well you know these woods. Why, these woods would strangle you, and I'm afraid I could do little to stop them even if I tried. You might do better to beware of them. When Jadariel continues to ignore him, he grows upset. Why, you insolent? Then fine, let us begin the dance indeed. He shoves his mask back on in a huff. And allow me to thank you in advance for helping me return unto my proper station in the Commonwealth.
Now we shall get started. Headwind. Jodariel. Ruki. It is done.
Let's shut this guy up already. Are you quite ready finally, O Nightwings? May all those masks of yours ensure no harm should come to any of your lovely countenances. Now come along, come along. Let's give the stars a show. May I present to you Humboldt Manley Jr. Why, he's every bit my equal, and is poised to guarantee the Stinderstoff line shall have a bright, bright future. Manly Sapling, which not only has a name but bears a similar posture and likeness to him. He goes on and on about his sapling for a while. We have got to shut him up already. I could not agree more. Now, isn't he just the most precious thing you've ever seen? The sapling is nothing but an extension of Manly. If he is banished, the saplings could cease to trouble you as well.
Manly and his offspring hold no small degree of influence within the Commonwealth, reader. There are many who will welcome his return, though none so much as he himself. Glory to the Nightwings, first of all.
Oh ho, what's this? It seems the woods themselves are closing in upon our little soiree. Oh, do be careful now. These grasping roots and vines, they may not hold you in such high esteem as I.
Your adversary Manly is comfortable in this suffocating glade. Fear not the purifying flame.
Oh dear, the woods are closing in, uncomfortably close at that. Whatever shall we do? Perhaps if you just stand aside a while, we could put an end to this and that much sooner. Ah.
So close. Ouch. Tough luck, Nightwings.
Damn harpy.
From
Crap.
burning flame to ash. Good. Splendid.
Say, have any of you noticed how it's feeling rather crowded out here, Almost as if the 100 Minds himself resents you being here. Yes, I rather think that's it. So, cease with all your scurrying about with that damned orb and let me handle this. Close quarters.
Just take it.
Aw.
Who? Tis what the scribes ordain. Now go. Edwin doused the adversary's flames.
Alright, you Nightwings, I've had it up to here with you. Or perhaps I've simply had it up to here with all these encroaching plants, these miserable things. Either way, I don't appreciate how you're ignoring me. Let's go. Crap. Oh, I'm so screwed.
Spectacular! Their aim was true, and thus your pyre wanes.
Damn it.
Manly banished.
Bitch.
Now that was exciting. And it is done. Fine, yes, the Nightwings did prevail. A rite conducted with aplomb. The rite is done.
We did it. One step closer, everyone. Good. That imbecile of a sap, so much talk and hot air. Yeah, that's how we do it, people. Well, my. Oh, worry not, oh Nightwings. I'm not angry with you, honestly. But I am very, 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 very disappointed. I thought perhaps that we had something going here between us. You scratch my back, I scratch yours and all. Instead, however, you decide to spit in my face. Fine. We'll have to see where all your rudeness gets you. Now, ta-ta.
Always is there greater knowledge to be gained. Until the stars align.
That was well done, my boy. I'm beginning to see why your companions vouched for you. Don't let it go to your head, of course. After thwarting the Chastity in a pitched battle, you return to your wagon to consider your next move. Inadequate performance back there. Adequate? Yes. Adequate for the next part of our plan. Go, have your reader there consult the stars, see where they take you next. I'll give you a hint. It's further north. It's going to be high up. Did this knight hear you say, high up? And it's going to be cold. We'll see. Come on, my friend, let's have a look outside then. That plan Wolfred mentioned, I just want you to know, I don't know what he means. We're here because we're going to be free again. We won't be living out our days as exiles, that's the only plan as far as I'm concerned. But there's always a catch, right? We'll see what Wolfred has to say. Anyway, I'll leave you to it. No matter what, you're getting closer, thanks to you. Or we're getting closer. Once more, you look towards the heavens. Seek now your destination. Whoa. Solium, the golden star. The golden star shines bright over the highest mountain and all of the downside. Interact to determine the next location. This is a big one. So now you see it for yourself. You're summoned to the north, where looms Mount Alodio, and at the very top, the fall of Solium. Sacred mountain on whose summit the rites were first conceived. Whether its summit is the downside's closest point to the Commonwealth or the farthest, none can say. According to the stars, the next rite shall commence here. The temple at the highest points in the downside exists to honor the 8 scribes. You confirm the stars indicated this exactly. 1 second, I'm gonna get some water. Bulford, sir, how did you know? Bulford smiles back at him, but you sense his thoughts, as though he's directing them at you.
I, too, can read, my boy.
Oh, he speaks my language, too.
Forbidden though the words may be.
He turns back to Hedwyn. Your reader's skills, while rare, are not unique, but as I said, I'll let him do the job. I see that you have something special going here, which benefits the plan. What plan? I thought this was about our freedom. Oh, fear not, my boy, it is indeed. Plenty of time to tell you all about it on the way. For now, however, you look like you can use some rest, and for that matter, so can I, if you'll excuse me. You sense your companions are exhausted from their recent travels. Given the road ahead, you agree it would be best to take the night to recover as much as possible. At dawn, Volfred is already up. He reveals to you a pathway through the woods into the cold lands to the north, beyond which lies your next destination. Scolorian Shore. Volfred revealed this to be the one path through the woods into the north. You get clear of the woods at last and arrive in lands grown cold in the shadow of Mount Alodio. You'll have to make it all the way to the top. In a moment of respite, Volfred calls everyone together to discuss matters pertaining to the rites and the plan to which he alluded. You banded together with a common faith that freedom from the downside is not impossible, am I correct? But let me ask you something. What does freedom even mean to you? He looks in your direction as he asks, defying you to answer. You cannot sense his own thoughts on the subject and only know the truth of how you feel. What does freedom mean to you? For me, I would say having no master. Freedom means answering to no one's will other than your own. You tell Volfred that freedom means not having to answer to anyone and going through life beholden only to one's own will. He considers your remarks for a short while. Perhaps you led a troubled childhood, my boy, for all of us at one time or another have to answer to someone with more wisdom in the world than we. Fair enough. Though you make reference to the kind of authority which governs the Commonwealth, we know, which sent us down the river into exile. Would you be free if you were ruled beneath those bylaws once again? He then turns his attention to the whole group. Now, let me tell you all what freedom means to me. Freedom means to live life without fear. To be able to indulge one's curiosities and passions, at least the ones that cause no harm to others, without the constant threat of judgment or reprisal. Freedom means not being made a criminal for what you know, or whom you love, or what you choose to think or not think. He looks out towards the distant mountains. Within the next few days, your time in exile could come to an end. You could see the Commonwealth once more. And you would be exalted there, given the highest honor, the opposite of how you got here. But you would not be truly free, I think. At the least, you would become complicit to an ancient system that would deign to cast others down such as you. It is a system whose well-intentioned founding principles have long been lost, and the 8 scribes, if they are out there still, have made quite clear they shall not intervene firsthand. That is where you come in. He turns to you and everyone again, looking to each of you. Long have I wished to gather such a group, that together you might see that seeking freedom only for yourselves is too modest of a goal. You share a higher calling now. The plan then is this. We free each other from the downside through the rights, then we meet up on the other side. We organize. Each new moon at dusk, we join together at the Spiral Sanctum. We need as many of us there as possible. My agents on the other side shall explain the rest. The burned down remains of the old capital of the Commonwealth. The remains stand as a warning to those who would seek to spread forbidden knowledge. You're plotting a revolt. Just so. I'm asking a lot. You do have other options. Deceit, however, is not one of them. The reader and myself. You know by now that we can see through it. But you need not be a part of this, nor is it in my interest to coerce you. You may go your own way if you wish, live out your remaining days here like so many others. So if anyone among you prefers that, if you cannot see yourself continuing to strive together in the Commonwealth, as you are doing here, then speak now. Wolford pauses for a time, examining each member of the group. No one stirs. Very good. Some of you consider yourselves friends, some others not. But all of you are bound together through the rights and are integral to our plan. Remember that. You seek true freedom? You will not find it waiting for you in the Commonwealth, but together you can bring it about, both for yourselves and others. That is my promise. That's it. I ask you all to think on this, and let's reconvene along our journey to the summit. Wolford turns towards the mountains, leaving you to consider what he said and plot the wagon's northward path. Wolford indicates that this is the only way to reach the base of Mount Alodiel. Alodiel. Beyond lies Mount Alodiel. I suggest we make camp here at the base of the mountains, for we shall need our spirit and our strength to make the ascent. Oh, beyond a crystal seeks headwind. Nice. Once more you've returned to me. What is it, reader? It's the least I can do in exchange for your company. You need but point me to the one you will have in mind. You asked Sandra to administer one of her special trials for Hedwyn. Oh, you must mean that nomad boy. So innocent, that one. I should have a lot of work to do with him. Then let's bring him forth. Soon, Hedwyn appears in heat of the summons. Hey, my friend, what's going on? The apparition Sandra appears and unfastens her mask. Listen well, boy, you answer to me here. Understood. You were a fool. Do not talk back to me. Your reliance on your friends is such a burden upon them. Let us see what you can do without their aid, save for that of your lovely reader there. Crap. Really? Just like straight up rushed me. Dang it. Damn it. Crap. I didn't see those borders. God. The AI is like super dialed up for this. Snagged. What? How did that miss? God, this is so fast. God. Jeez, that was close. We did it. It seems you did indeed, boy. Your performance was sufficient and you passed my test. Thus, congratulations are in order. To you and your lovely reader. Now farewell. Good to be back after all that. Say, what's that you have there? Rank 8 Legendary Talisman. Headwind power casts his aura with greater ease and gains infinite stamina on hit for 2 seconds. Wow. To find their mark, Sandra and the Sisters of the Ark first had to circumvent his loyal men-at-arms. Wish we get more quickness too. Give it to Faye. There you are, my boy. There was something which I wanted to discuss with you in private. Wolford stares at you rather intently, as if reaching out to you, and then... Long-standing exile of the Nightwings who seeks more than his own freedom. You do know what it means to be a reader. Those such as we are not limited to reading pages from a book. Though your ability in this, I sense, is nascent. Still, mere flashes, uncontrollable. What's that mean? Nascent. We'll get a pronunciation too.
Nascent.
Nascent. An adjective. Just coming into existence and beginning to display signs of future potential. Okay. Nascent. Mere flash is uncontrollable. I see as well now that they haven't told you yet, your friends, and that explains a lot. They haven't told you readers such as you cannot go free. I'd wondered why you would insist on pressing forward with this group in light of this. The answer then was plain. You simply did not know or fully realize. They did not deceive you, by the way. There's no reason they would know themselves other than Tarek, who shall not influence your thinking in such matters. Rather, I'd expected that, when we first met, that you already knew the truth of this from having read the passage in the Book of Rites which states it plain. Only those who shall conduct the rites firsthand shall walk the path towards enlightenment and become re-eligible to regain their freedom. Perhaps you have not gotten to that part just yet. I read that. I just didn't think it was so literal. Bulford breaks free from you and looks at you again, then he speaks to you as normal. It's plain that you're not in adequate condition to conduct the rites, and this group values you as reader. I wish only to ensure you understand what you're getting into here. What is that supposed to mean? He's saying I'm like weak or something? Despite whatever hopes and dreams and promises might have been shared, I do not think the rites can help you to return, if that is what you had in mind. So once again, I invite you to depart, and I'll see to it that you are compensated. Do not misunderstand. If it is your wish to remain, then you're welcome, but this journey we are on, it has no guarantees, not for you nor any of us. Understand? I have nothing better to do. You understand the words of warning, yet just the same you choose to carry on. There is more that you wish to achieve on this journey than freedom for yourself. I admire that, my boy, then very well. Know that we have much at stake here, in this anyway. Much more than just a shot at going back into that commonwealth which cast us down here to begin with. Sounds like you intend to stick around. Then we'll have lots more time to chat as we ascend the sacred mountain in the coming days. Until then. He strides out of the wagon then, leaving you with your thoughts. Let me ask you something, lovely reader. Have you any idea for how long I have been imprisoned here? 1,000 years? You guess that Sandra could have been in her current state of exile since well before the dawn of the current age. At first she shows no indication that she had even heard you. Close. Soon enough I shall be getting there. I've been in prison for 837 years. Jesus. According to my count, at least. It's possible I've lost track, although given my state I can assure you that I've had ample time to verify my arithmetic. She goes silent for a time. Let me give you some advice. If you decide to kill the Emperor, make sure you achieve what you set out to do. I expected my own death, regardless of the outcome of my task. I was not expecting this. Certainly not to be telling you about it 837 years later, or however long that it has been. Although enough of that for now, let us get back to business. Earlier, Wolfred called for a group meeting, presumably to reveal his plan in more detail. Instead, he reveals some bad news. Wait, what are you saying? What I'm saying, my boy, is that while you can indeed get yourself out of here, it can't be all of you at once. We earn our way back one by one, or not at all. But I swore that we'd go free together. We may go free together yet, but it's going to take time, and this is only the first phase. You, Hedwyn, and the others exchange glances. Let me make this plainer for you still. Here's how the coming days are going to unfold. First, we're going to ascend Mount Aludil there to the north. Or Aludil. You may not think this wagon's fit for it, though rest assured it's made the journey many times. Next, we'll pass through Scribe's Gate. Only the worthy pass through there, as your reader could attest, if he did not merely skim that chapter of the book. It is said the scribes themselves keep watch over Scribe's Gate. The judgment of the scribes determine who can cross and who is sent the fast way down. Afterwards, we'll reach the Fall of Solium, and meet our adversaries in the rites. They are to be the Tempers, led by the demon Ignarius. You'll know him when you see him. The temple at the highest point in the downside exists to honor the 8 scribes. A mighty triumvirate that has been the closest rival of the Nightwings. Notorious demon leader of one of the most feared triumvirates in the rites. Both you and they shall choose someone from your prospective reigns. respective ranks. Then once one of the triumvirates prevails, there's somebody will be whisked home to the Commonwealth. Whisked home to the Commonwealth? Precisely. Once returned, our somebody is taken in and clothed and fully pardoned. The Commonwealth knows about all this? The same Commonwealth that says a sentence into exile is forever and freedom from the downside is impossible? Many of these details the scribes themselves wish to be kept secret. Former exiles and the leaders of the Commonwealth alike have good incentive to protect those secrets well. So then that's it? We climb the mountain, someone goes back, and everyone else stays? For most of those participating in the rites, yes, that's it. But I like your connotation. And indeed for us that isn't it at all. If one of us returns, it shall be just a step along our path. However, let's let that sit for now. Gather your strength, we'll talk again on our way up. Wolfred leaves the rest of you to consider what he said. You have time now for your vocations. You excuse yourself from the others to go pour over the Book of Rites. We'll give everybody more quickness. All Night Wings gain +2 quickness. Mount Aladil. Here before you lies Mount Aladil, stretching far beyond your line of sight. Somewhere upon this mountain lies the only place from which you can escape the downside. Your companions gather round again before Wolfred, who stands tall as ever. Whether from the cold air or the subject now at hand, you sense a tension in the air. Now then, you all have many questions, no? I've done a lot of talking, so go on, ask away. There's only silence. One question stands out in your mind, which you refrain from asking yet. Only one of you is to go free at first. Who shall it be? Someone useless like Tizo or the bird? Go on now, don't be shy. Who first? Questions. Why us? Why you indeed, ma'am? That I can explain. You've seen the sort you stand against as adversaries in the rites. What is it that they want, do you suppose? They want their freedom back, of course. They'll settle for it on the Commonwealth's own terms. They'll gain their freedom and some cushy new responsibilities. Perhaps then they'll have a hand in sending still more exiles here to join us. Think on it. The Commonwealth rose from the ashes of a fallen empire thanks to the efforts of the first exiles who escaped this place via the rites. It is the Commonwealth's first and proudest tradition to honor those ones who lived to redeem their transgressions. They have a certain wisdom, do they not? But as for you, I've been looking for a certain set of dispositions for a good length of time. All I needed was for somebody appropriate to show up and to listen. So I planted many little eyes and ears throughout this land, whispering hints of this, absurd as it may sound. It took someone with a certain faith and creativity to go for it. That someone proved to be Hedwin over there. He was tasked with seeking 2 trustworthy allies, an old buried wagon and a reader. He was invited to bring others for the ride, all different sorts. Gather enough help and he and his friends could go free. Long story, but you know much of the rest. So then why you? Because I have reason to believe you're not the sort to play right back into the Commonwealth's old hand. The rites, as you have seen, are quite exclusive. You are imposters in this little party. You could be the ones to break it up. Now then, more questions. Your head is beginning to spin. You can excuse yourself or keep listening. Of course I want to listen. Wolfred's explanations are a lot to take in, though you feel compelled to absorb as much of what he is willing to tell you at this point. He prompts for further questions when Jadariel raises her voice again. Hold. You mistook my meaning. I understand your plan. Still, I wish to know, why us? Why are we, among all others, chosen for this liberation rite? I'll turn my game volume up just a little bit. On a blooded moon at the fall of Solium, an exile from the prevailing triumvirate shall go free. The anointed champion then shall plunge into the shimmer pool and return in glory. Ah, I see. Well, but that is simple really, madam. You were chosen. You were qualified. I should say, because as the expression goes, 'tis what the scribes ordain. Though in this case the expression is quite literally true. When the eight created the rites, each one of them anointed certain other exiles to participate on their behalf. Exiles who showed some promise of redemption. The triumvirates they formed have stood the test of time, replenishing their numbers as their individuals moved on or passed on. You've met them as they are today, the accusers, the withdrawn, and so on. A vindictive triumvirate that conducted many liberation rites in the past but seldom prevailed. The 8 scribes also formed a special group against which all the others would be judged. That group they called the Nightwings. You bear their books, wear their masks and raiments. You need but show up to the rites, you see. The others erstwhile jockey for position for a chance to take you on. Oh jeez. Yeah, well, what if we don't? What if we don't show up? Then you would deny yourselves a chance at freedom, and deny it also to your adversaries. Victory means nothing in a common rite, then. Participation is all that matters? Not so, madam. Only the enlightened may regain their freedom. While failure can be an excellent teacher, the scribes do favor the victor. So you see, those who do not conduct the rites or do not prevail in them sufficiently, they may find themselves barred from the liberation rites, but these are technicalities. The Nightwings disbanded years ago. Since then, no one has gone free. Yet still the other triumvirates pressed on, with fleeting hope that one day you'd be back. It's been a heavy price to pay in all this. Now, if you'll excuse me, we'll talk again some other time. Some murmur to themselves about all this as Volfred takes his leave. Others reconnoiter pathways leading up to the mountain and present you with some options. Pathway on the outskirts of Mount Aladiel's nameless lower summits. Pamitha expects some long-lost valuables to be stashed here. A gap through the nameless lower summits beneath Mount Aladiel. Faye believes the 8 scribes will bless whoever goes through here. Oh, we want a blessing. The sublime beauty of Mount Aladiel, along with the thin air this high above the sea, has been enough to silence even the most talkative of your companions. However, Faye has been positively bursting with excitement. Isn't it wonderful? I think it really is, don't you? Tizo seems to not share Faye's enthusiasm. He does not like the cold. You've been here before, Tizo, isn't that so? Why would you ever leave? I wouldn't leave. I'd stay. I think I'd stay. Unless maybe I got too cold or hungry. Wait, is that? Something about her changes then. Wait, look, but Tizo, don't you see? Look, don't you see them there? Tizo seems to be exclaiming something in utter disbelief. You yourself see nothing, but Faye rises almost off her feet as the imp looks on, astonished. Was that scribes? It was. I know it was. They said something to me. They spoke to me. They told us we were welcome, that we're welcome here. Faye runs off to spread the word among all your companions. Strangely enough, her enthusiasm is infectious, and in spite of everything, your spirits rise. Everybody gets +2 hope for the next rite. Nice. Temple Cistern. Second of 2 paths leading to the mountain summit. Sir Gilman wishes to look upon the sacred waters here. Temple High Road. Hedwyn expresses a passing whim to see the views from here. Go with my boy Hedwyn. What is that weird background? You and Hedwyn walk in silence for some time as he conducts a customary survey of the area. Well, my friend, no sign of howlers, as Jody would say. No sign of anything at all. You sense something is troubling him. Oh, that? It's just... I've just been giving lots of thought to everything that Volfred's told us. In another couple of days, one of us may be gone all of a sudden. Or I don't mean to put it that way. One of us could go free. We earn our way back home one by one, as he said. I want you to know something. The others and I, we talked it over, and when the time comes, we want you to decide who gets to go, if anyone. This might all be a part of Volfred's plan, but we got here thanks to you. And even though I'm worrying right now about us splitting up, I guess if Volfred has his way, all of us, we'll meet up on the other side. And won't that be a day? Worst case, we keep failing in the rites and be stuck down here together, just like this. The two of you walk on in silence for a time. When at last you return to the wagon, Hedwyn turns to you again. Thanks for the company. I think I'm better now. Hedwyn feels more prepared for the next rite. Sweet. The temple. You and your companions gather at Scribe's Gate, where the single narrow trail to the summit narrows even more and falls under an archway carved of stone. Come along now, everyone, and be prepared to speak your mind when you are called. Frankly, most of you still lack enlightenment, but we may pass together. Watch how we act as with a single heart and mind during the rites. Well then, lead onward, Tarek. Please, follow me. Removing his hat, the lone minstrel approaches the gate. You and all the others follow. When the last of your companions nears the arch, you notice someone standing high above, who then appears before you. She eyes the lone minstrel first. Is that you, Tarek? It is. Greetings, Celeste. She watches over Scribe's Gate and seems to be connected to the lone minstrel and the rites. And, how was your rest? Too long, Celeste. Seems your work has piled up in the meantime. You bring this many to the gate? Aye. Then, let us make this quick. She gestures towards the rest of you. Now, each of you in turn, state who you are and what you seek whilst crossing Scribe Gate. Do as she says, please, without questioning. Your fellow exiles exchange glances but quickly comply. I'll start. They call me Hedwyn the Deserter. I've come here seeking freedom, for myself and my companions. In my case, so I can return to be with the one whom I love. The woman bids him forward. The lone minstrel prompts Ruki to speak up next. I'm regarded by the name of Ruki Greentail. I just want to get out of here, I guess, with my chums preferably. Go see Mama back home. I'm Captain Jadariel. I do not truly know as yet what I am seeking here. Oh, my name is Faye, and I am here, I think, because the scribes have called to me. It must be them, because if not, then who? Tizo seeks to live up to the Nightwing's legacy and maybe see the Commonwealth someday. Sir Gilman of the Sea Dominion, at your service. This knight is on a quest to find his honor. He lost it at a certain point. Pamitha Thane. I'm only here because my sister's here. Then, as Volfred steps forward, the one called Celeste raises her voice. You. I recognize you from Nightwings of the past. You're not clad in the raiments any longer. I would know why. I had my chance already. The Nightwings that now stand before you, I travel with them as a pilgrim now. I see. Then state why you are here, as have the others. My name is Volfred Sandalwood. I seek liberty for each of us, so that one day we all might stand shoulder to shoulder on the other side and bring our freedom to the people there. She waves him by. Then she turns to you, for there's no one left to go. I don't remember who I am. Ooh, that's good too. I like not knowing though. Cannot for the life of you Recall a time before arriving in the downside. Details of the Commonwealth are scarce within your mind. Perhaps you wanted to forget the place. The one called Celeste continues to examine you, expecting you to add to your response. Revenge or true freedom? Let's go revenge. The Commonwealth, which cast you and all your fellow exiles down, cannot be permitted to continue with its barbarous ways. You wish to see to it yourself somehow. The woman regards you for a time, then nods once and waves all of you by. The 8 scribes bid the Nightwings welcome here. Go forth with glory. And Tarek. I, Celeste. Be on your way as well. History. The lone minstrel bows his head and puts his hat back. He does not look back at her. From the top of Mount Aladil, you can see the distant downside before you. You think on the many thousand leagues you cross to reach this point as the sky grows dim. Here we go. Psst, hey guys, just so you're aware and all, I know how come you're here. How come you made it all the way up here? Oh, I know alright. You're here because I got the lowest prices and all the downside, am I right? And some of the new stuff I got in stock, you're gonna get a lot of value there, an awful lot. Unlearn any masteries and choose again. Well, that's nice. We'll have that. Maybe we'll want that later. Oh, nice. That's one of them scribe snuff thingers there, huh? One dab of those little guys and you'll be like, woo, know what I mean? They're pretty popular. But I got my connections, and they got their connections, and they got their connections, and they got plenty more of those. So just come and see me and Dad here later on. We ought to have one back in stock. So we can get both of these. I don't really want to upgrade these junk talismans. I'm gonna wait and get legendaries. We'll go with headwinds again. Infinite stamina for 3 seconds. That's amazing. Might be able to sell this crap too. Let's do that. We can get the handful of dust. Must be our lucky day here. I don't know what, Dad. Good rights. The imp Hawkzz and I, we helped to save my emperor, and when the danger did subside, my emperor Solium Mur, he said something to me which shook me to the essence of my being. He said, "You gave your freedom, Master Golothanian, so that I may yet have mine. You too now are an exile of the downside. In all the days which I have left, I never could repay the mercy you have shown me, so if I cannot do so in life, then I shall do it in the next. We crossed the land together, and together with the imp, we gained the company of those who saw in him what I did." How very kind of you to visit me again like this, so lovely, reader. For I was just standing about in the blackness of this void, thinking, it would be most pleasant if something were to happen for a change. There was a long period of time that this incarceration of mine failed utterly to do anything but bring me peace of mind. Not much of a punishment. I invite you to imagine an upbringing among the Sisters of the Arch. An ancient band of killers trained almost from birth to carry out their missions without fail. All the sisters needed was a name and a sum of 500 sol up front. Living on the outskirts of civilization, your days all full of training which could kill you or just cripple you for life. How do you suppose I lost my sight? Through glorious battle with the scribes? Or in a careless sparring session with my master? Ah, I think she probably put her own eyes out for some reason. It's just my gut. Ah, but I've not forgotten enough just yet. In any case, at first I welcomed the prospect of not having to struggle every moment to survive. But, in less than 2 centuries, why, I started to grow terribly bored. It did not help at all that the Nightwings of the early days were the stodgiest lot you could imagine, obsessed with obeying the book as strictly as they could. Some of them started to remind me of myself, I think, when I was young. Such idiots, the lot of them. Ah, but what am I saying, lovely reader? I shall not bore you further with such matters. I would have bored myself to death back then if only I could die. Like so many other things, I think mortality is something oft taken for granted, until it is taken away. So, given your mortality, what say we get back to business here? Until our next appointment. River frost, so cold it can burn the skin, but keeps the wagon cool and food fresher longer. Keepsake from the Sklorian shore. Jadariel appears to be prepared for whatever is to come this night. Though it is not yet dark, she is already in her raiments. Edwin soon joins her, also looking ready. Any sign of Ruki? None as yet. Complained about a chafing at the collar of his mask. Our freedom might be hinging on that collar then. I'm certain that it is. They share a laugh together. The three of you exchange glances, but nothing is said or needs to be said. Soon, if Wolfred is to be believed, one of your companions may regain his or her freedom. Hey, what did I miss? Am I late? Is it starting? Is it starting yet? Easy, Rookie. We got a little time. It isn't starting yet. How fare your struggles with your mask, Greentail? Feeling a lot better, thanks. Just had to smash it repeatedly against a wall for a little bit. Put some of the old nerves to bed there for good measure. Though, this is really happening, huh? One of us might be getting out of here, like, soon. By dawn, in fact, if all goes well. If all goes well? That's one way to look at it, I guess. What are you getting at, Greentail? Well, it's just... we might be breaking up the band here, people. If one of us gets out. That's been bugging me a while now. Thought we were all getting out of here at once. Shoots a look at you. Some of us, we might not be getting out of here at all. Hedwyn slams his fist against the wall. No, not if I can help it. We made a promise to each other, each of us, the four of us. We're all getting out of here. I care about the others too, I do. But we've been here from the start. I want you to know, my promise is to you, and I believe you'll do the same for me. So it's like this. If any one of us gets out, great, but it's just a start. We're going to do whatever it takes there, on the other side, to make it so the rest of us can get back too. What, you think they're going to build a bridge down here if we ask nice or something? I don't know what it's going to take, I just know we have to try. Jadariel turns to you. Reader, we shall find a way. She nods to reassure you and to reassure herself. Ruki nods his head in turn. And Hedwyn's gaze never once falters. Well, my friends, I think it's just about the time. Let's go. One by one, they turn towards the door. The fall of Solium awaits, a vital step in your quest for freedom. Yet you feel in your heart that it shall only be the first. 3 companions each gain +1 hope. Here at the summit of Mount Aladil, one among you may finally go free, if you prevail. Let's do it. Is everyone prepared, Hedwyn? Yes, though several of us have another question that's been troubling us. You need but ask. You said that one of us is going to return to the Commonwealth if we defeat the Tempers and the Rights this night. What happens if we fail? Hedwyn, my boy, don't you see? The path to freedom and the path to enlightenment are one and the same. Do you intend to stray from the path? No. Then you have nothing to fear. But let me be much more upfront with you. Should you be defeated by the Templars this night, then one of them shall end up going free instead of one of you. It's as simple as that. What then is to be done? The very same as if we achieve victory. We await our next such opportunity and make the most of it. Tonight our plan is set in motion. Volfred's ambitious plot to spark a revolution in the Commonwealth as peacefully as possible. The plan's current probability of success, 19%. We shall stand together, shoulder to shoulder, as the scribes themselves once stood. We are united in our cause. We shall look as ever towards the stars for guidance, and seize upon our future chances, just as they arise. So look up, my boy, and set aside your doubts. It is time to take great strides along the path.
Many years have passed since last the Nightwings gained the summit of the sacred mountain.
My internet cut out for a second.
Stood upon the fall of Solium. You are to be commended for your guidance, reader. But only if you can prevail in this liberation rite. Here you stand to gain much more than some enlightenment. Your adversaries are none other than the Templars. I trust they need no introduction. Soon, one among you shall regain their freedom.
The pyres burn, and each of the triumvirates is present and prepared. I concur. The pyres burn, and each of the triumvirates is present and prepared. Then, anointed one of the Templars, come forth now and declare yourself, and pay any respects you have unto your adversaries, the Nightwings. A massive demon swaggers into view. He reaches for his mask. You know who I am already. But look at what we got here. The damn Nightwings decided to show up. Almost figured we were never going to see the day again. He takes notice of someone in your ranks. Hey, you! He indicates to Dariel. She scoffs back at him. Lose the mask. Ain't seen one of our own in ages, not in these damned robes. Dariel's hesitation is almost imperceptible before she moves to remove her mask, just as her adversary asked. Satisfied? Whoa, you must be new. Dariel soon put her mask back on. Enough talk. Ah, I like you, curly horns. Tell you what, once we put out your lights, you come along with these guys. We're gonna have a spot open. Only shame is I ain't gonna be around to show you a good time. I should rather cut out my tongue. Oh, you don't mean that. Our kind, we ought to stick together. Now, come on. Ignarius throws his mask back on as his allies snarl at the rest of you. Had the Nightwings reached a decision on whose behalf they shall conduct this rite? The lone minstrel gets your attention in his subtle way. Reader, this is it. The first companion whom you choose shall be anointed to go free this very night if you prevail. The other two in the triumvirate shall lend their aid. As you may know, only the most enlightened in the rites are eligible to go free. Not all among you may be ready yet. Huh. Now, Nightwings, I would have your decision.
Who most deserves their freedom?
Oh, crap. I think I'm fine with ditching Rookie.
Rookie.
Excellent choice, chum. Now let's get me out of here. Then the Gate Guardian looks upon you and your adversaries. Very well. Then, under the watch of the 8 scribes, here are the stakes of this eve's liberation rite. Should the Nightwings prevail, the one called Rookie Greentail shall be liberated. Should the Tempers prevail, the exile Ignarius shall go free instead. She then turns to you. Now who among the Nightwings shall complete your triumvirate to strive alongside Rookie Greentail and see his return in glory?
Who shall strive for him? Edwin!
Sounds good. Now let's bring Rookie home. The original 3. Very well. Let us prevail here and see this through.
It is done.
Very well. The 8 scribes accept your choices, Reader of the Nightwings. She then indicates to the lone minstrel. Now, are you yourself prepared, Tarek? Aye, Celeste. Then let us all begin. Nightwings. Been waiting an awful long time to get out of this hole. Try and stop me. Guy's got a huge aura.
Commence!
Crap. Cool music. Oh no, I didn't mean to do that. You good for nothing Nightwings. Skip out on us for years and years, then show up all of a sudden like you're gonna let somebody out for once. But now we gotta work for it, I guess. Damn it, I used to be the best. At this at least, but now, the pressure's getting to me. Can't believe it's getting to me. Ah, Moira. I doubt you'd even recognize me anyway. Come on, Nightwings, let's see you keep this up. Oh jeez, that's sad. Okay. Crap. Oh, she took it. Whew. Crap. There we go. No, wrong button. Damn it. Got him.
At last. The Nightwings proved their worth. As for their adversaries, they did not. Thus ends the liberation rite. And thus, the scribes have chosen the exile appointed by the Nightwings shall be free. Absolved of all misdeeds, return to glory in the Commonwealth. His adversary and all others shall remain to carry out their rightful sentences.
Ugh, what a joke. We should have had this. You should have had this. Got all rusty. You've been waiting so damn long. Damn it. Damn it. Nightwings. Be seeing you around, I guess. And next time you ain't gonna be so lucky. So, what now? I guess I'm just supposed to jump into this waterfall thing back here and then that's it. Home free. Home free. Something comes over him then. Now listen to me, chums. Don't any of you go thinking you're gonna miss me, yeah? You're gonna do just fine. Even without old rookie Greentail there to keep an eye out all the time. Even though the rest of you are just a bunch of slowpokes and all that. An opportunistic and well-connected cur still clinging to his once comfortable lifestyle. He has regained his freedom and a liberation right. Me? I'm gonna be so busy drinking myself silly on Commonwealth stock, I'm sure I'm soon gonna forget each and every one of you. But just in case I don't, you be sure and stop by and visit me if you get back there too. Just look for Mama Greentail's shop right in the heart of town, you can't miss it. Rookie's well-to-do cur family tied to the Commonwealth's thriving mercantile industry. So yeah, stop by, say hi, you know. Now, I think I gotta go, so, excuse me. He drops into the shimmer pool and disappears within. Although you can still hear him going on about something. A seldom seen celestial phenomenon linking the downside back to the Commonwealth. Thus, beneath a blooded moon, the Scorian waters rise for but a moment, only to fall again. Whoa, let me tell you, this is weird in here. Hey, it's starting. Oh, uh-oh, wait. Rookie earned back his freedom. Rookie is set to return to the Commonwealth and leave the downside forever. May he return in glory.
Godspeed, Rookie Greentail. The 8 scribes are ever merciful. By their grace, the cycle of the rites may soon commence again.
No matter what anyone says, I refuse to think that there's some sort of limit to one's understanding of all this.
The 8 scribes gave their freedom so that we may yet have ours.
After your victory over the Tempers and the Liberation Rite, you return to your wagon to decide how to proceed from here. I miss him already. It is quieter now, but we'll see Rookie again if we persevere. Our journey's now begun in earnest. We'll just need to make a few last preparations while we're here. What about the stars? Can we afford the time? About that. Reader, go see for yourself. The night sky over Mount Alodil is much darker than you would have expected. Your thoughts are with Rookie as you look towards the heavens. You gaze into the darkness of night. You search and search the sky, but in vain. No stars are shining now. The stars revealed nothing, did they not? You confirm his suspicions. It says the book foretells. This is the chance we need to make ready for what lies ahead. There's a haven south of here we'll travel to at dawn. And when the stars decide to shine for us again, we'll be ready. Mark my words. After the Liberation Rite, you find Sir Gilman in an uncharacteristically quiet and contemplative mood. He salutes you crisply with his tail. Glory to you, Master Reader, and glory to the noble Rookie Greentail. Long may he prosper in the Commonwealth. And in so doing, may he benefit the plan into which we have all been thrust. Probability 26%. Then he falls silent for a time. You sense him growing very emotional. In noble Rookie, this night found a kindred spirit, Master Reader. One of questionable honor, the greatest cunning, and such blinding speed as to befit a minstrel's tale. This knight fears our triumvirate lost something irreplaceable in him. Of course, this knight is also pleased that Rookie has achieved his freedom, very much so. And furthermore, this knight shall now continue training even harder than before. Rookie Greentail. This knight shall train on and on until such time as he is swifter than the jagged lightnings of the deathless tempest. Now, Master Reader, this knight must beg his leave of you, for it is time, not for his rest, but for his training. Know that he is very grateful for your wisdom and your guidance in these rites. Between yourself and Master Rookie, you have instilled within this knight an unshakable resolve. He bows low and bids you a good evening.
Norem Casteja. Lencio me Francis.
Good morning, my boy. The place I noted earlier, let me illuminate the way. Moonlight Alcove. Small landing on the dark side of the sacred mountain. Wolford indicates you can await the next cycle of the rites here. Wolford leads all of you into a calm and quiet clearing, tucked away inside one of the mountain's hidden folds. All about you see a variety of strange items and equipment. You find Wolford seemingly lost in thought, but then he turns to you. Greetings, Reader. This wagon and I, we've many memories together, and I could not help reliving some of them just now. I suppose some aspects of my past may be of relevance to you, given your role. If there is something that you wish to know, you need but ask. What did you do to earn your sentence? He asked Wolford about his past in the Commonwealth and how it is he came to be in the downside. I'll rather forward to you, my boy. Most whom I have met during my travels here have been reluctant to approach the subject of one's history before one's exile. Nonetheless, I'm happy to tell you. As a reader, I assume you're familiar with the stamping press. I owned and operated one. An illegal invention allowing written materials to be published at an extraordinary rate. In 17 AS, the Commonwealth was under siege from within as anti-theocratic propaganda quickly spread. I took issue with the Commonwealth, the ban on literacy, their interminable wars against the high-wing remnants. I spread the truth about it all with my machine. Under pseudonym, of course. Still, I knew I was putting myself at risk, and sure enough my stamping press was eventually discovered and burned to the ground. I, however, managed to elude capture for a while. But not for long enough. Here in the downside, I chanced upon the Nightwings, who were searching for a reader. In that respect, my past, I think, is similar to yours. Anyway, that is the long and short of it. Now then, was there anything else? Why did the Nightwings disband? You express interest in knowing more of how the Nightwings came to be here and Wolford's past connection to the group? I've been connected to the Nightwings almost since the beginning of my days in exile. They found me, in a manner, as I understand, quite like how Hedwyn and the others found you. Back then, it was a smaller group than we have now. I joined an exile called Arisa and another known as Orlek. A former exile of the Nightwings who conducted the rites along Wolford and Orlek. Once in a while, we let little Tizo stand with us as well. He is rather older than he looks. The other triumvirates we stood against, they feared us. Only the Tempers presented any threat to us in any given rite. But there was a terrible accident. Arisa, we lost her, and Orlek, he was my friend. He fell from Mount Aladil. We lost him as well, on the night when he was to be free. We were reckless, hasty, and I was powerless to stop any of it. I blamed the rites themselves, the circumstances that put us into danger. The downside has claimed many lives, yet this, it was too much. I vowed never again to don the mask and raiments. I had the black wagon cleared and buried such that it could not be used again. The Nightwings would rise again and would be under different circumstances, under new leadership and towards a different purpose. That is all I wish to say of this, my boy. How do you know the Lone Minstrel? He asked Wolfred about his history with the Lone Minstrel, whom he seems to know quite well. Tarek was there with the Nightwings when they took me on. His manner has always been much as how you've seen. Although he's somewhat more cheerful now than I recall back then, if you can believe that. I think our plan has sparked a little fire in him. He serves the Rights in the Nightwings. I've tried to ask him of his past before, but he seems rather reluctant to speak of it. Though it is plain that he's not from around here. This being the downside, I respect his wishes for some privacy. Nonetheless, although I do not know too much of him, I counted him as a friend. I lost track of him for some time, though it was he who first informed me that the Nightwings had returned. He and Teasel were instrumental in our meeting. It's been good to see him doing relatively well. Anyway, was there anything else you wish to talk about for now? Nope. You thank Wolfred for his time and bid him a good rest. Likewise to you, reader. Be well. Bide your time. Everyone, the amenities are modest here at Moonlight Alcove, but I suggest that you get comfortable. We may be here for some time. Small landing on the dark side of the Sacred Mountain. For many years, Wolfred smuggled supplies and furnishings to this well-hidden locale. As for myself, I have some business to attend to. Please leave the wagon in my care for now. It shall be ready by when you need it. From the mountaintop, you can see all across the downside. Its impossible expanse staring back at you. The thought occurs to you that you may never see another land beside it. And so, you and your companions wait upon the mountaintop in quiet solitude, anticipating when the cycle of the rites begins to turn again. Then you shall have another opportunity to free one of your own. You may earn back their freedom one by one. Many moons pass. Then, one evening... May I have a moment, reader? The Lone Minstrel finds you poring over the Book of Rites, as has been your leaning through your stay at his abode. Begging your pardon, but there's something you may wish to see. Please follow me. You follow him into the cold night. Look forth, reader, sir. The stars shine like you've never seen. Once more the path towards salvation is revealed, but now something is different. Whoa. Hey, what's up, broski? You're catching me at kind of a bad time because I was about to take a break, but I may stream a little bit more later. My throat's starting to hurt a little bit from so much reading. Each prior time you searched the stars, they showed you a single path, but now several rites avail themselves to you at once. Henceforth, you may choose from several different rites. Okay. Trista, not permitted, not permitted. Oris. Record is 1 and 0. Melith. 1 and 0. Gaul. Let's go back to Dalbert. I liked Dalbert. Or maybe we should just hit them all along the way like this. We'll just go whatever's closest. I don't know. The stars urge that we go to the Hulk of Oris, a long way off. Wolfred, sir, how are we to reach the Hulk of Oris in due course of time? You know full work, Tark. Preparations are completed. You think you see the Lone Minstrel smile ever faintly, but cannot be sure. Please ask the others to gather their belongings, rest, and then assemble at the wagon there at dawn. We shall begin departing at that time. As you will, sir. The cycle begins anew. As the years advance, you'll find there ought to be fewer rites, this time, until once more we are to traverse Scribe's Gate. Exactly how many it is difficult to say, but our next chance at liberty will present itself much sooner than before, so let's be ready for it. Nice. Now then, see you in the morning. Your companions have not traveled far from Moonlight Alcove. Word of the news soon spread throughout the group. continue. Next morning, Volfred calls everyone together before the black wagon. This old wagon is more than it appears. With Bertrude's aid, it escorted you across the sea to me. Now shall escort us anywhere the stars require. Come and see. Something has changed about the wagon's interior. What looked before to be old cracks and signs of age now expose various intricate components once hidden from view. You are the Nightwings. You shall travel in their customary way. He turns to you, indicating levers and devices marked with symbols from the book. Now, reader, whenever you're ready, you may take us up. I'll show you how. And everyone else, hang on to something. Cool. After having soared into the sky, the black wagon remains aloft somehow. I, the Underking! Impossible. Never thought I'd soar like this again. The Nightwings sail the skies again, wheresoever the stars may call for them. There's one catch. The downside provides few locales suitable for landing. Though, we should be able to find at least a couple landing places near to where we're going. We'll then make way by land or sea towards our destination. Now, without further ado, let us proceed. The black wagon can fly. Seek landing near the Hawkzz. Oh, cool. I can just kind of... The essence. Point of interest. Something about the strange island you see below draws your attention. Best to avert your gaze from the Isle of Kaelmer, a forbidden island nestled in the deathless tempest that has significance to the 8 scribes. Even the scribes themselves thought to avoid the place. Let us fly on. Huh. It's cool, I can see the other groups. The Hawkzz. It has drifted here upon the sea for longer than one might expect. Perhaps you have already read of the doomed ship's demise in the embrace of unfathomed plurins. Some say it was the sea itself which preserves the ship's remains. Hidden properties within the water, sea creatures binding together ruined planks of wood. Those such as yourselves in the Withdrawn know another truth, I gather. The stars would not align over the wreckage if it did not have greater significance than first appears. May you have good fortunes there during the coming rite. Let's let Tizo fish this time. You touch down at the Sea of Solace, where you first encountered Sir Gilman and the Pyre. As you make time to check the wagon's subsystems for signs of any excess strain resulting from your voyage through the skies, one of your companions gets your attention. Tizo seems to have enjoyed his latest flight. Tizo assists you with the remainder of the work, and together you conclude that everything seems to be in order. You soon shall carry on by sea. For now you have some time to spare. Waking Wood Wisps. The wisps inside provide a scarce bit of light when it is needed, all for a low monthly fee. Keepsake from the Black Basin. Greasestone. Exhibits a flagrant disregard for natural law, thus providing light entertainment. Keepsake from Mount Aladil. We got Gilman, we got the book. Whoa, there's lots of chapters now. Whoa. Emperor's Fall, Living in Exile, Observations and Ruminations on Surviving the Downside. The This opened up a whole lot. I'll read this later because my throat is killing me. We'll come back to this. That's cool. This is a good stopping point, actually. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna take a break for now. My throat's really sore. And I've got some laundry going. I'm gonna go take care of that. And then I'll be back on playing some stuff later. I may or may not stream it, I'm not sure. Depends how I feel. We'll see how it goes. That was pretty good progress for now. We liberated Rookie. Plenty more to go. This game just opened up a lot more, so that's kind of cool. I appreciate you stopping by just for a little bit, broski. Yeah, I'm sorry you kind of caught the tail end of the stream here. You can go back and watch it if you'd like, and I'll put it on the YouTube pretty soon too as well. Yeah, I may get back on and stream a little bit later. We'll see. I'm leaning towards not, but yeah, if I jump on, I don't know if I'll be playing this. I might play like League of Legends or PlayerUnknown's or something, just something relaxing, you know. We'll see. But have a good one, broski, and I'll see you another time. Hope you have a good day. If I don't see you, I'll see you tomorrow night, most likely. Do the same old weekday schedule. I'll stick to it as best I can. So yeah, until next time, man.